Previously, on The Amazing Spider-Man, Peter Parker is thrown into a cosmic nightmare courtesy of Dr. Doom, the new Sorcerer Supreme. After the Blood Hunt event, Doom decides he's too busy to deal with the evil god Sidrak, so he hands over the job to Spider-Man. So armed with a magic suit and 8 extra lives from the reeds of Ragadon, Peter is assigned to stop the 8 signs of Sidrak, monstrous beings who want to claim the Earth and their father, Sidrak's throne. But the following journey is brutal. Peter dies over and over, facing enemies like Sirius, Kyra and Calix. Each death cost a life, and when Peter faces off against Kyra, the sign of death, she forces Peter to watch his loved ones, Aunt May, Mary Jane, Felicia Hardy, his current girlfriend Shay, and all of his friends die millions of times, and it breaks Peter, so he decides to quit being Spider-Man. But with the added power of light, when the evil Calix kills Aunt May, Shay and Brandy, their deaths remind Peter of his responsibility, so he uses his remaining ribs to save their lives. But while fighting, Spidey gets killed by the hands of Calix. Seeing her brother's brutal act, Kyra gives up her immortality to save Peter's life, and she transforms Spidey into the Spider-Naut. And while the X-Men are fighting Calix and able to defeat him, Spider-Naut then goes against Blight, but he knows he can't defeat it, as Blight is immortal. So Peter then proceeds to use his magic powers to stop Blight from infecting his world. He is about to sacrifice himself, but right at that time, the god Sidrak interferes, as Peter's sacrifice impresses him, and he takes the responsibility to save the Earth from the evil Blight. So as everything is over, Peter is back again to his regular life. He has no magic powers, he is jobless, and now facing the mundane challenge of his daily life. His new girlfriend Shay Marken is now part of his new chapter, but there is a new villain in the shadow who is going to destroy Peter's life. Welcome to Comicstube YouTube channel. In today's video, we will review Chapter 1 of The Amazing Spider-Man. You can get all the previous parts on this playlist. So if you guys are new here, please subscribe and turn on all the notifications to never miss any future uploads. Please like, comment and share. All the text and images are owned by its respected company. You can support them by purchasing it digitally or from any offline stores. The show opens up with an unemployed Peter. He's struggling to find a job. So after all the troubles he's facing in the recent years, he finally gets the chance to fix his life, get a job and settle down. The interviewer is impressed by his academic grade, but then he notices the sudden fall of his career, withdrawn his doctorate, the meteoric rise and fall of the Parker Industries, and it drives the interviewer mad, as because of Parker Industries, his company faced many issues, including financial loss. So he throws Peter out of the office. In the next day, Peter goes for another interview where he is told to describe his weaknesses. Peter tries to tell him about his strength, that he cares too much about his job and in his secret heroic life about the innocent safety. But the interviewer only cares if Peter is aware about his failures. So one by one, Peter goes to many offices, doing many interviews, but every time he is getting rejected. Either the interviewers are not happy with Peter's resume, or the interview is interrupted by his duty calls. Later, at Aunt May's apartment, Peter goes there. He talks with May about his stressful life, 15 disastrous interviews in 9 days, and they all reject him, and Peter believes his famous Parker luck is in full effect. But Peter is also happy that he gets the chance to spend time with his favorite lady. Aunt May is also happy to have Peter by her side, as she needs him in her recent projects at the Feast Center. But while talking, Peter then gets a call, and he gets super excited. He grabs his aunt with joy and says he has become the supervising engineer of cooperative disciplines at Rand Enterprise. Aunt May is also happy that his Parker luck is finally shining. So Peter says an internal recommendation in that company offered him the job, and that person is Peter's high school friend that we never meet before, but Aunt May has. Brian Nading, Peter's high school friend. One time in school, Peter saved him from bullies, so yesterday when he saw Peter's application, he quickly hired him. The next day, Peter arrives in the office. Brian then begins to describe how wonderful and advanced this company is, and he also proceeds to introduce Peter to his boss. But then they notice Peter is gone, as the interview is interrupted by a rampaging Rhino wreaking havoc in the city, and it forces Peter to leave his interview, and he becomes Spider-Man to stop the massacre. The fight becomes intense, but Peter knows Rhino has become good. So what is the reason of this attack? Maybe someone hired him or tricked his mind. Peter is at the edge of his spider strength, so ignoring his dislocated shoulder, Peter slams a heavy truck on top of Rhino. He thinks this should be able to stop him, but Peter was wrong. Rhino gets more angry. He charges at Spidey, but suddenly he feels a massive pain in his chest and he falls into the ground. Peter gets shocked. He approaches Rhino to shake him, but he finds no pulse. Rhino has a heart attack. Peter tries to give him CPR, but it's no use. Peter gets panicked, so he begins to slam on his chest, and after struggling a lot, Rhino survives and the news spreads all over the town. It seems Rhino was taking a drug that caused the heart attack, and the Kingsley Corporation is the maker of that drug, and its owner, Roderick Kingsley, fears that Spider-Man may investigate this matter and destroy his company, so he has to find a way to quickly end Spider-Man's life, and the only person can do this job is his alter ego, the Hobgoblin. Back in the town, Peter and his girlfriend Shay and Randy and his new date Bree go on a club. They are spending quality times. Peter talks about his job interviews, and the new girl Bree is too much curious about Peter and Shay's relation. She is confused if they are siblings or couples, and Shay also tells Peter they are still not permanent, as Peter Parker is still on probation. Everything is depending on Peter, and Peter likes this new probation. Peter also gets a tip from Randy, as some of his clients are acting weird who stay in the East Harlem, the place where Rhino belongs, and Peter gets curious. So in the night, he goes into Rhino's apartment, finding clues to see what forced Rhino to cause the rampage. He became a good person. After losing his wife, he was trying to move on. Peter knows he wrecks things for money, but he is not crazy. And a heart attack, he is not that guy who takes drugs. But while finding clues, his spider sense kicks in. His head starts to feel heavy. He gets a sharp pain inside his mind, and suddenly in the dark, Peter is surrounded by all of his rogue gallery, every villains that he fought in his life, and they are here to kill him. The story also reveals the redemption arc of Norman Osborn, as after the sins of Goblin, Norman is trying to pay the price that Goblin cost. He arranges a meeting to announce the complete shutdown of Oscorp Industries, but in that crowd, a man stands up. He is angry that Green Goblin killed his wife. Norman ruined everything, and he has to pay the price. And suddenly, the man turns into a cyborg, tries to kill Norman, but after struggling for a while, Norman is able to take him down, but he knows what he did was wrong. Peter reminded him that Norman has the power, and with this responsibility, he has to make things right. So from today, he is shutting down every tools and this company. He will do good for the people. This is the only mission of Oscorp. And then in the next panel, it reveals a new villain, the Hellgate. And with this upcoming threat, the chapter 1 of Amazing Spider-Man comes to a close. So which part you like the most? Please let me know on the comment section down below. And please like this video and do subscribe, as this will motivate me to make more contents. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.